Eimear just touched on Nichola Fryday, the leader of the troops. We obviously saw the interview, the emotional one. She's given her heart and soul, to say the obvious. What did you think? What did you make of her getting emotional there? It just shows how much it means to her. And like this week, or what will the coaches have done or spoken to her about that? And just, I suppose it means everything to play for your country, never mind captain the country. But like, did your heart go out to her there, and how much she is giving for this country?
Absolutely, my heart went out to her. I could see it. I think I was welling up in studio a little bit myself. It was awful. You could feel nobody wants a camera on them, especially when, like, if I was sitting at home watching EastEnders, I might have a few tears, and I wouldn't like a goggle box inside my sitting room watching me cry. But look, what people probably forget is, that as a captain as well, there's so much pressure, and Eimear would know her better, but I would imagine she takes that all to heart, and she feels like the performances are on her because she's the leader, she's the captain of the team. I know they're probably trying to build in camp, and especially Greg, I'd imagine he's trying to build more of a leadership group, but as the captain, as the person out there calling the shots, you always feel like one decision you could make can impact everything, which it can. But I think Nichola takes that to heart. So to see her like that, I could imagine it was a build-up of the media presence now being on the team massively in the last couple of years, which it wouldn't have been so much there, which is a good thing. But for a player to have to answer all these questions after a performance and a loss like that, and especially Wales, so I think it was a build-up of that. But it shows her heart, it shows her want, and as a coach, Greg would be delighted with that. He knows that he's got her hook, line and sinker in there. She wants to give everything she possibly can. They need to fix a couple of areas, especially for this Italy game. I'm not going to say they're going to go out and fix a few areas and beat England next week, but they have a chance of putting in a massive performance against Italy, and the heart isn't something that's lacking. It's about getting these connections together, getting things right. When they go out in the pitch, it's taken, as Eimear spoke, there was times when they just didn't look, when line speed was coming at them, especially in the Wales game, they didn't know what to do. There was a lack. I could see people looking out around at each other, but it's now getting out with those tools. If there's a huge line speed, it's using that kick. It's getting a little bit deeper. And I think those players know how to do that. And the first two games will stand to them because they're going to get more confident in their ability to change things, especially when they're on the pitch.
Eimear, do you just want to come in knowing Nichola very well just on that?
Yeah, I think the difficult thing is that you, as a player, you can't do any more. Like, I know Nichola is, going to bed early, eating the right food, and everyone in the team, they're training Monday to Friday. They're obviously before they've come in together, they're working full time and trying to train at the same time, and you're making the most of every hour in the day when you're not a professional player. And I remember something similar happened when we played France. It was actually 2 years ago. And we were after, everyone, we believed we could beat France. I suppose no player believes you're never going to beat France. And we really believed we were going to beat France. And we lost, I think, our worst ever loss. And I remember chatting to our defence coach at the time going, I don't know what more I can do as a player, because I'm working full time and I'm trying to train every other hour of the day and trying to recover. And as players, as the 15, as the 23 that were there in the squad, we gave it our all. There was nothing more that I don't think I could have prepared myself anymore. And I think Nicola's looking at that result going, I don't know what more I could have done. I, as a player, gave it my all. The 23 girls that stood on this pitch gave it their all. And it's just, I suppose more needs to be done. That's the thing. And it's frustrating because it is, I think you said it last week, it was David versus Goliath. It is when you're going up against professional teams that this is their sole job. They've had months together. Wales have had a year together. France, we know how good they've been in the past. England are professional, like it's their full-time job. They have no other worries. And I think you people forget that on the outside, that Ireland may be pro in the word. They've only come together for the last 5 weeks or so. They haven't had a lot of preparation as a squad. And even the International Cup or the Celtic Cup, the English girls didn't play with us. The UK girls never played in that because obviously they were playing in Prem. So there's a lack of cohesion, but that's not their decision either. The decisions are taken out of their hands of when they come into Irish camp and who they play and when they play and when they're allowed to be released from the Premiership. And I just feel like the frustration and not the frustration, but like, I don't think Nichola as a player, as a captain, could have given any more on that day. And I think that's where the frustration comes from. It's you're fighting a battle when you're playing against teams like England, whose job it is full time.
Yeah, fair point.